Hi, Chef Joe with Healthy Kids Inc. and we're getting ready to make our corn muffins that is going to go with our Italian chicken soup. So the first thing you want to do is always do your liquid ingredients first. So we have a little bit of canola oil. We want to do an egg. Alright, so the next thing we're going to add is our plain yogurt. Scoop all of that out with your spatula. I'm going to give this a quick stir together. Get that egg incorporated. Okay, so once you get this mixed together, you can add in your frozen corn. We're also going to add in our cornmeal. We're going to fold all of this together until all of the dry gets incorporated. Make sure you scrape the sides of your bowl. And your muffin batter will hug up on itself. Really make sure that you stir it good. Kind of separate it out. Make sure you don't have any pockets of dry ingredients that aren't incorporated. Now that's come together. Alright, so now we're going to put these into our muffin cups. And we have our oven preheated to 425 degrees. Leave just a little bit of space to let these rise. Just drizzle on the top of these with just a little bit of oil just to help the tops brown. Now we're going to pop them into the oven for about 15 minutes. Hi, Chef Joe with Healthy Kids Inc. I'm going to show you real quick how to deal with fennel. This may be a vegetable that you've overlooked in the market from time to time. I know I did before I got into cooking professionally, so it's nice to know how to use it. So this is what it looks like. It kind of looks like a bush. It's very flowery at the top. These fennel fronds are normally used as a garnish. They do have a little bit of flavor in them, so you can use them in soups. You can use the tips and things. But the main thing that you really want out of fennel is the bulb. And sometimes it's small like this. It just depends on the particular fennel. But sometimes it's actually as big as an onion. And really the way to cut it is you can remove the tops. I normally trim the root end off, and we're going to cut this in half. Okay, and depending, we just need slices for what we're doing today. So you've got your flat surface here. You want to use your grip. Make sure your fingertips are out of the way and use the flat part of your knuckle as a guide, just as you're cutting anything. And then you just want to roll your knife through it, just like this. And what that does is that gives you nice little strips of fennel. Fennel actually has almost a licorice-like taste. So if you've never tried it, that is what you should expect when you bite into it. Get down to the end, and set those aside. So we've got nice strips. I'll do one more here, and do the same thing. Just roll right through. Go as slow as you need to. You can build up speed as you get more comfortable. I always slow down once I get to the end to make sure my fingertips are out of the way. Just like that. And then this is ready to go into your soup. If you need to chop it up any smaller, then you can use a rock and chop type action. Just back and forth like this until you get it to the size that you need. But for our application, we just needed it sliced, so that's all there is to it. We're going to be making Italian chicken and vegetable soup, and we're going to pair this with our corn muffins that we have in the oven. So we've got our pan heating on about medium-high heat. I've got a little bit of oil in the bottom of the pan. I'm going to go in with our chopped onion and a little bit of red pepper flake. The first ingredients to go in. We're just going to let our onions get kind of translucent. Stir this around, let it coat. Let these go for just a couple of minutes until they get nice and translucent. You can season a little bit here at the beginning. I like to season my soups in layers, so you do a little bit as you go. Let that go for just a minute. Alright, so our onions are getting nice and translucent. Next thing you want to do is we're going to add in the zest of the lemon and then our herb bundle. And what we have here are the tops of the fennel that we chopped up. And we also have some parsley. We're going to put that whole thing in. So this is just a flavoring agent that you can take back out later. You could wrap this in cheesecloth or tie it with a little bit of butcher's twine. Either one works. We'll throw our zest in. So this is going to kind of perfume the rest of the ingredients. Now we're going to go in with our chicken stock. So this is the base to our soup. Just a little bit more. Okay, I'm going to run this over to the sink real quick and add just a little bit of water. Alright, added the equivalent to a couple of cups of water just to kind of cut the broth. Alright, I'm going to season this again. A little bit more pepper. Now we're going to add in our chicken and let that cook. Alright, this is the fennel that we chopped up. Has a nice licorice-like bite. I'm going to add that in and let it cook. I also have some celery, some carrots. Also have some baby spinach. Give this a stir. Okay, so once you've got all of that in there and you've got it seasoned to your liking, pop the lid on it, bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, reduce it to a simmer, and you're going to let it simmer away for 15-20 minutes or even longer if you have the time. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so we're now boiling, so we're going to add in our noodles. Allow them to cook. Let's stir. Once our noodles are cooked, basically this is going to be done. If you have more time to let it simmer, that's great. But if you don't, and you're in a time pinch, so once your noodles are cooked, then you're good to go. So we're going to let this go just for a few more minutes until our noodles are done, and then we'll bring you back to show you the finished product.